Yeah, so one of the more overlooked things that you wouldn't think would be a deal on the A plus exam is printers and peripheral devices. So specifically, there's printers and multifunction devices were part of the exam. I've known people that were competent PC builders and PC techs who did not pass certification because they didn't understand peripheral devices. So and that would include, every other device there. So in the case of laser printers, one of the issues you're going to have is a lot of paper dander. Basically, you'll see that you can see this in other printers as well, but you'll see a lot of buildup in the rollers themselves of basically fine paper dust that just over time will clog your mechanism. And how you want to clean it, you want to use a toner vacuum, specialized device. Yeah, I mean, it's a data vac, so this is used for electronics. You can use that to clean the inside of it. You want to clean the rollers themselves. Just use alcohol and cloth. Alcohol usually works as long as you don't saturate the material, but if you're just cleaning the rollers are mechanical. So you should be able to do that. I mean, you can open up your own printer at home and actually see what the rollers are. I'm sure you've seen them before. Okay, so the photosensitive drum is contained in the toner cartridge, and it can also be cleaned. Here we go. See another example here. Photosensitive drum, toner drum, heating rollers. So I guess laser printing is also known as xerography. Alright, so as far as ozone filters, which are used, those actually vary based on your model. See, in this, he's changing the filter on it. You'll see another one here. Some models, you have to consult your manual on this, but some models allow you to clean it. Some allow you to replace it. Of course, even if it's one that has to be cleaned, I'm sure there are a certain number of uses or time for purchase where you're going to have a failure and you're going to have to replace it anyway. So now, if your thermal fuse actually fails, you're probably going to have to replace the fuser assembly. Let me look at this here. It's a diffuser assembly. So, there you go. I want something. Yeah, this is an example. Good example here.
Fix it in about a minute. Let's walk through removing your fuser. Since the fuser is probably hot, we will need to power down the product and let it sit for 10 minutes.
So the same principle when you're changing your oil, basically.
Next, to remove the fuser, we will need to access the back of the printer. First, we need to remove the duplexing unit like so. Gently pull up on the duplexer and pull straight out. Next, let's remove the power cord from the product. The final step to access the fuser is to remove the rear door. To do this, pull down from here. To remove the door, insert your finger here, push inwards, and pull away from the printer to the right. Just like this. Finally, we are ready to remove the fuser. The blue levers indicate a customer removable part. Pull up on these blue levers to release the fuser lock. With a firm grip, lift up and remove the fuser. With the fuser removed, let's inspect the drive gear to the left-hand side. Inspect the fuser drive gear for excessive wear. Now check the correlating gear on the fuser itself. Inspect the gearing on the fuser for excessive wear. If there is excessive wear on the fuser gear, replace the fuser. Now it's time to reinstall the fuser, just like this. Click. That's good. Now let's reinstall the right door, starting with the right-hand side and then the left. Don't forget to plug in the power.
So basically, that's all you have to do. The fuser unit obviously just makes the image physically. So that'll be a problem if that goes bad. But the thermal fuse's purpose in it is to keep that fuser assembly from overheating. It does get very hot, as indicated there. You know, it's not you try to touch it, you might get burned. You've just been running. But so if your printer's overheating, logically speaking, your thermal fuse may be having a problem, in which case you just replace the fuser assembly entirely. The individual parts are not worth trying to replace. Now, if you're getting dirty or smudged printouts, I've been in office environments where things went wrong with printers. Obviously, you want to figure out what's what, but dirty or smudged printouts basically mean that the fusing mechanism is dirty. Okay, so we return to the first thing I mentioned about how to clean the unit. Quite often, obviously, with PCs, your number one issue is going to be cleaning the internal components of the PC. It's really no different in printing. In fact, it might be more so since the printer is often constantly used. Things are shoved into it and things are shot out of it. So it's, coming into more contact with the outside world. Ghosting. Okay. Means that the toner has not been charged. And that may mean a worn out cleaning blade. So in other words, over time, it just gets completely worn out. All right, that's a random patent. We don't know what happened to that. But now, after you print a very dark image, you may get some light ghosting. That's just kind of what happens. So much toner gets used up in that process that the cartridge will fail to print the next image properly. Yeah. It has to be very dark for that to happen, depending on the quality of your printer. But yeah, these were just some questions that I had problems with in preparing for the A Plus because my experience with printing is not laser printers. Okay, I've dealt with secure print. I've dealt with maybe the networking side, making sure they connect. I have dealt with regular printers, cleaning them, running maintenance on them, getting them to calibrate. Obviously, everybody's replaced an ink cartridge, things like that. Set them up. So I needed a lot of review about how any of this worked, right? Because I don't build laser printers, and nobody really does unless that's what you do for a living, and good for you. So, just some stuff I wanted to review and put out there.